is Enhance Your English podcast, where real conversations build real confidence. Let's make English easy.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Enhance Your English, the podcast where real conversations teach you real English. I'm Emma.
And I'm James. And today, so I need to ask you something. Something I really want you to think about before we even get into the episode.
Oh, this already sounds intense.
It's a little intense. Okay, so what did you do with the last hour of your life?
Oh, that is a question.
Not last week, not yesterday. The last 60 minutes specifically. Where did they actually go?
Honestly, I'd have to think quite hard about that.
Same. And that right there is kind of the whole problem. If we can't even account for the last hour, what about the last day, the last week, the last month?
Okay, that is genuinely uncomfortable.
It's supposed to be a little uncomfortable because time is the one thing we absolutely cannot get back. Not a single second of it.
Yeah, like you can earn more money, you can repair a broken friendship, you can get healthier, you can learn something new.
But you cannot get back a wasted Tuesday afternoon. It is gone. Forever. Just gone.
And yet, most of us treat time like it's the most renewable thing we have. Like there's always more tomorrow.
Always more later. Always more next week. I'll do it next week.
Until there isn't.
Until there isn't, exactly. And that is what today's entire episode is about. Don't waste your time. Probably the most important life advice that exists, and honestly, one of the hardest things to actually follow.
Okay, so we are going to talk about what wasting time actually means, and it's more nuanced than you might think.
We're going to talk about how modern life is quietly stealing your time without you even noticing.
We're going to get into why we waste time, even when we know we shouldn't, the actual psychology behind it.
And we're going to talk about what using your time well actually looks like. Not perfectly, just intentionally.
And throughout all of this, you are picking up natural English vocabulary and expressions for talking about time, priorities, and life choices.
Because honestly, this topic comes up everywhere. Job interviews, conversations with friends, your own internal monologue at 2 a.m.
The 2 a.m. internal monologue. We all know it.
We absolutely all know it. Okay, let's not waste any more time getting into it.
Oh, very smooth, James. Very smooth. Okay, so before we talk about how to stop wasting time, can we actually talk about what wasting time means? Because I think the definition is more complicated than it looks.
Yeah, because the obvious answer is like wasting time is doing unproductive things, scrolling social media, watching too much TV, sitting around doing nothing.
But that definition is actually too simple and kind of dangerous.
Dangerous? How?
Because if wasting time means anything that isn't productive, then rest is wasting time. Relaxation is wasting time. Playing with your children is wasting time. A long, slow coffee with a friend is wasting time.
Okay, yeah, I see what you mean. And none of those things are a waste at all. They're actually essential.
Exactly. So let's be more precise here. Wasting time is not the same as resting. It's not the same as genuinely enjoying yourself. It's not the same as doing nothing on purpose.
So what is it then?
Okay, so wasting time is spending time on things that don't align with your values, your goals, or your actual well-being. Things that leave you feeling empty, not restored. Empty.
Oh, the key word being empty, like you finish and you feel nothing, or honestly, slightly worse than before you started.
Yes, exactly that. Like scrolling social media for an hour and then feeling vaguely anxious and kind of inadequate afterward, that is wasting time.
But lying in a park on a sunny afternoon doing absolutely nothing, that might not be wasting time at all if it genuinely restores you.
Right. The test isn't what the activity looks like from the outside. The test is, how do you feel afterward? Restored? Satisfied? Connected? Or empty? Guilty, like you're somehow further behind?
Oh, that's such a good way to think about it. That internal feeling tells you whether the time was actually wasted.
And one more thing. Wasting time is usually unconscious. Like, nobody decides to waste their afternoon. It just drifts away.
You pick up your phone to check one thing, and you look up, and it's been 45 minutes, and you genuinely have no idea what just happened.
Every single time. And that unconscious drifting, that's the real enemy. Not rest, not enjoyment. The unplanned, unintentional, just evaporation of hours.
Time that you didn't actually choose to spend. It just happened to you.
Yeah, and that's what we want to change today. Not by filling every single moment with productivity and hustle and work, work, work,
No, not that. Please, not that.
but just being more conscious, more aware of where the hours are actually going.
Okay, let's talk about the specific ways modern life is quietly taking your time. Because it doesn't always feel like theft. Sometimes it genuinely feels like a choice, like relaxation.
But it's happening every day to basically everyone.
First and most obvious one, the phone.
Yes, specifically social media and endless content.
Okay, so the average person spends somewhere between 3 and 5 hours on their phone every day. Some people way more than that.
Let that sit for a second. 3 to 5 hours every single day.
That is 21 to 35 hours a week, which is honestly nearly a full second job in terms of time.
Okay, just imagine if you spent 20 hours a week learning a skill, building something, deepening a relationship, creating something you care about.
In a year, you would be genuinely transformed, like fluent in a language, a book written, a business started, an instrument learned.
Instead, most of those hours just go to content that you won't even remember tomorrow.
And the phone doesn't feel like wasted time because it's entertaining, right? It's stimulating. Every single scroll gives you something new.
But, and this is important, stimulation is not the same as nourishment. Your brain can be completely busy and still be completely empty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like finishing a big meal of junk food. You were eating, you were full, but you weren't actually nourished.
Yes, exactly that. Phone time for most people is the mental equivalent of junk food. Consumed endlessly, feels satisfying in the moment, leaves absolutely nothing of value behind.
That's a bit uncomfortable to hear, but it's so true.
Second time thief, the yes trap.
Oh, yes. Saying yes to things you don't actually want to do out of guilt, out of obligation, because you can't bring yourself to disappoint people.
And every yes to something you don't truly want is a no to something you do. Every single time.
Your time is finite. Every hour doing something that doesn't align with what matters to you is an hour taken away from something that does.
And we touched on this in our relationships episode. Saying no is honestly one of the most powerful time management tools that exists.
Your calendar should reflect your priorities. If it doesn't, someone else's priorities are filling your life.
Third, passive consumption without creation.
Okay, so watching other people live, watching other people create things, watching other people build and achieve and perform.
Without ever creating or building or achieving anything yourself.
And look, there's nothing wrong with consuming content at all. Reading, watching, listening, genuinely valuable.
But when consumption completely replaces creation, when you spend all your time watching and zero time doing, something important gets lost.
Because you are a creative being. You have ideas, skills, perspectives, things to make and contribute to the world.
And those things only exist if you give them time, if you actually step away from consuming and start creating.
Fourth, decision fatigue and tiny distractions.
The small interruptions throughout the day, the notification that pulls you away mid-thought, the small decision that somehow takes 10 minutes. The meeting that absolutely could have been an email.
These feel tiny individually, but research on focus shows that every single interruption costs you more than just the time of the interruption itself.
Okay, so after being interrupted, it takes on average 23 minutes to fully return to deep, focused work.
23 minutes for one notification?
For one notification. Multiply that across a whole day of interruptions, and you realize your focused, productive time is being shredded into tiny, unusable pieces.
Yeah, that is genuinely alarming when you think about it properly.
And fifth, waiting for the perfect moment.
Oh, I'll start when I feel ready. I'll begin when things are better. I'll pursue that dream when I have more time, more money, more confidence.
The perfect moment is honestly the greatest time-wasting myth that exists.
Because the perfect moment never arrives. Conditions are never perfectly right. You are never 100% ready.
And while you wait for perfect, ordinary moments become months. Months become years. Years become a life that was almost lived.
That last one stings a little. It's supposed to sting a little. Okay, here's the uncomfortable part. We all know wasting time is bad. We all want to use our time better. We've all said, I need to be more productive. And yet, we keep wasting it.
Why though? What is actually going on?
First reason, avoidance.
Oh, okay. So a lot of time wasting is not really about the thing you're doing instead. It's about the thing you're avoiding.
The project that feels overwhelming, the conversation you need to have but dread, the decision you're scared to make, the creative work that might fail.
Instead of facing that uncomfortable thing, you pick up the phone, you watch another episode, you reorganize your desk for the third time this week.
The desk reorganization, the classic.
It looks productive. That's the genius of it.
But the time wasting is functioning as protection. Protection from something that feels scary or hard.
And understanding that is so important because if you just try to stop scrolling without addressing what you're avoiding, you will just find another avoidance strategy.
You need to ask honestly, what am I actually running from right now?
Second reason, the present bias.
Okay, so humans are literally hardwired to overvalue the present and undervalue the future. We feel the pleasure of scrolling right now very vividly.
But the cost, that lost hour of potential progress, exists in a future that feels abstract, distant, not quite real.
Your brain cannot feel future regret as intensely as it feels present pleasure. That's just biology.
So every time you choose immediate comfort over long-term progress, your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do.
Which is why willpower alone is never enough. You have to design your environment to make the right choice easier than the wrong one.
Remove the temptation, make the phone less accessible, create structure that supports what you actually want from your life.
Because willpower is fighting against millions of years of evolution. That is a fight you will not always win.
Third reason, fear of failure.
Oh, okay. This one is deep.
If you never start, you never fail. If you keep saying you'll begin tomorrow, you never have to face the possibility that you might not be as good as you hope you are.
Wasting time is sometimes a very sophisticated form of self-protection.
You protect your dream by never testing it. It exists perfectly in your imagination, untouched by the messiness of actually trying.
But an untested dream is just a fantasy. It doesn't become real until you give it your time and your effort and your willingness to be imperfect.
And fourth, lack of clarity about what actually matters.
When you don't know what your priorities are, when you haven't really decided what your life is about, any activity feels as valid as any other.
Why work on the difficult, important thing when watching TV is right there? Without direction, the easier option wins every single time.
Clarity of purpose is actually a time management tool. When you know deeply what matters to you, distractions genuinely lose some of their power.
Because you can see clearly what they're taking you away from. Okay, let's get to the good stuff. What does it actually look like to use your time well?
And, I really want to be clear about something first. We are not talking about hustle culture here.
No, absolutely not.
Not filling every single moment with productivity, not working 16 hours a day, not feeling guilty for resting.
That is not using time well. That is burning yourself out. And burned out people accomplish very, very little.
Using time well is about intentionality, choosing how you spend your hours rather than letting them just choose themselves.
First principle, know your priorities.
Like, what are the 3 or 4 things that actually matter most to you? Not what should matter, not what looks impressive, what actually matters to you.
Your health, your key relationships, your creative work, your learning, your contribution to something beyond yourself.
Whatever it is, name it, write it down, make it explicit and real.
Because what gets named gets attention, and what gets attention gets time.
Second principle, protect your best hours.
Everyone has a time of day when their mind is sharpest, energy highest, focused most available.
For some people, that's early morning. For others, it's late at night. Whatever your peak hours are, protect them ferociously.
Do your most important work in those hours. Not emails, not social media, not admin. Your most important, most meaningful work.
Because, 1 hour of focused peak state work is honestly worth 4 hours of distracted half-present work.
Third principle, use the 2-minute rule for small tasks.
Okay, so if something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. Don't add it to a list, don't think about it. Just do it now and move on.
Because small, undone tasks create mental clutter. They take up cognitive space, even when you're not actively thinking about them.
Yeah, like that email you need to reply to. That small thing you've been putting off for 3 days. It's quietly sitting in the back of your mind, taking up space.
Clear them quickly. Keep your mental space clean for things that actually need deep thinking.
Fourth principle, batch similar activities.
Instead of checking email constantly all day, check it twice, morning and afternoon, set times.
Instead of running errands separately throughout the week, do them all in one go.
Batching reduces the switching cost. Every time your brain switches between different types of tasks, there's a transition, a warm-up period, time lost.
By batching things together, you reduce those transitions, and suddenly your day feels much more spacious.
Fifth principle, rest deliberately.
Schedule rest. Actually plan it. Give it the same dignity as work.
Because rest that is planned is rest that actually restores you. Rest that just happens by default, collapsing on the sofa because you're too tired to do anything else, often doesn't restore properly.
Real rest. A walk outside, reading something you love, proper sleep, time with people who genuinely matter to you.
These restore your capacity to work, think, and create. They are not wasted time at all. They are investments.
And sixth, audit your time regularly.
Just once a week, 5 minutes. Review where your time actually went. Not to judge yourself, to learn.
Did my week reflect my priorities? Where did the time go that I didn't intend to spend?
This small habit of reflection builds awareness, and awareness is the foundation of everything.
You cannot improve what you don't look at honestly.
I want to go a little deeper for a moment, if that's okay. Because I think there's something about time that we rarely talk about directly.
Yeah, go ahead. I think this is important.
Okay, so time is the currency of life. Not money, not status, not followers or achievements or titles.
Time.
How you spend your time is quite literally how you spend your life. They are the same thing.
And most people, if they're really honest with themselves, have a gap between how they're spending their time and the life they actually want to live.
They want to write, but they watch TV instead. They want to be fit, but they sit instead. They want deep friendships, but they scroll instead of actually calling someone.
The life you want exists on the other side of better time choices.
Not on the other side of a perfect plan, not when conditions are finally right. Now, with the time you have available right now.
And here's something that really puts time in perspective for me. Imagine you are 80 years old, looking back at your life.
Oh, okay, this is the perspective exercise.
What will you wish you had spent more time on?
Hmm, almost certainly not social media, not Netflix, not worrying about things that never actually happened.
Almost certainly more time with people you love, more time doing work that mattered, more time pursuing things that genuinely excited you.
More time being present, more time creating, more time living on purpose.
That 80-year-old version of you has wisdom you don't have yet, but you can borrow it.
Hmm. Ask yourself, would my 80-year-old self be proud of how I spent today?
Such a simple question, but one of the most clarifying questions you can possibly ask yourself.
Not every day has to be extraordinary. Most days are ordinary. That's completely fine.
But even on ordinary days, you can choose intention over drift, presence over distraction, meaning over noise.
And those choices, made consistently across ordinary days, build something extraordinary over time.
Not because of grand gestures, but because of how you spent Tuesday afternoons and Thursday mornings and quiet weekend hours.
The life is in the ordinary time, and ordinary time is what most of us waste most of.
Yeah, that's really true. Okay, word tour time. The best vocabulary from today. All about time, priorities, and intentional living.
These are words that come up constantly in conversations about productivity, goals, and real-life choices.
First, intentional. Done with clear purpose and conscious awareness. Deliberate rather than accidental.
The goal isn't to be busy all the time. It's to be intentional about how you spend your time.
Second, procrastination. Delaying or postponing important tasks, often by doing easier or more enjoyable things instead.
Procrastination is rarely about laziness. It's usually about fear or avoidance of something that feels uncomfortable.
Third, priority. Something more important than other things that deserves your attention first.
When everything feels urgent, nothing is truly a priority. You have to consciously choose what matters most.
Fourth, present bias. The human tendency to overvalue immediate rewards and undervalue future consequences.
Present bias explains why we choose short-term pleasure over long-term progress. Our brains feel the now much more vividly than the future.
Fifth, distraction. Something that pulls your attention away from what you actually intended to focus on.
Modern life is full of distractions, specifically designed to capture and hold your attention.
Sixth, deep work. Focused, uninterrupted work on cognitively demanding tasks, the kind that creates real value.
I try to protect at least 2 hours of deep work every morning before I check any messages.
Seventh, opportunity cost. What you give up when you choose one thing over another.
Every hour spent scrolling has an opportunity cost. That's an hour not spent on something that actually matters to you. Eighth, avoidance. Staying away from something uncomfortable, often by doing something easier instead.
A lot of what looks like laziness is actually avoidance, hiding from something that feels scary or hard.
Ninth, audit. A careful, honest review of something, checking what is actually happening.
I did a time audit last week and was genuinely shocked by how many hours I simply couldn't account for.
10th, cognitive load, the mental effort your brain is carrying at any given time.
Too many unfinished tasks create cognitive load. Even when you're not working on them, your brain is still carrying them around.
Okay, honest confession time. Emma, what is the biggest way you personally waste time?
Okay. Without any hesitation whatsoever, the phone in the evening. Every time I finish work, I feel tired, and instead of doing something genuinely restorative, I just pick up the phone and scroll.
And how do you actually feel afterward?
Worse. Almost always slightly worse. More tired, more anxious, less satisfied with myself.
And yet, you do it again the next evening.
And yet I absolutely do it again the next evening because tired Emma makes significantly worse decisions than morning Emma.
Tired Emma and morning Emma are completely different people.
Completely different people with completely different levels of self-discipline. Okay, what about you? Your biggest time waste, honestly.
Okay, mine is overthinking instead of doing. I will spend an enormous amount of time thinking about how to do something, planning it, researching it, preparing for it,
And never actually doing it.
and never actually doing it. Or starting so late that I'm rushing and stressed, and the whole thing feels terrible. All that thinking time wasted because it replaced actual doing time.
Analysis paralysis.
Exactly that. I convince myself I'm being thorough and responsible and prepared, but really, I'm just delaying the discomfort of starting.
What actually helped you with that?
Time limits on planning. Okay, so I now give myself a specific amount of time to plan something, and when that time is up, I start, ready or not.
Ready or not, I love that so much.
Because you are never fully ready. Waiting for ready is just waiting, dressed up in responsible clothing.
Waiting dressed up in responsible clothing. That is such a perfect way to say it.
Thank you. And the thing I've genuinely learned, most things that felt too big to start became completely manageable the moment I actually started them.
The starting is almost always harder than the doing.
Almost always. And the time spent not starting, that is the real waste, not the imperfect beginning.
I think that is the heart of this whole episode, really.
The time you spend not starting, not doing, not living intentionally, that is the waste.
And you cannot recover it, but you can start right now.
Right now, this moment, after this podcast ends,
Close the app, do the thing.
one thing, just one, the thing you've been putting off, the message you haven't sent, the page you haven't written, the first step you haven't taken.
Do it today, not tomorrow, not when conditions are better, today.
With the time you actually have, right now.
And that is a wrap on today's episode of Enhance Your English.
We talked about what wasting time actually means, how modern life steals your hours, why we waste time even when we know better, and what intentional living genuinely looks like.
And your comment homework today, write one sentence in English about something you have been putting off, and then tell us, when exactly will you do it?
Not someday, not soon, a specific day, a specific time.
Make it real, make it public. Put it in the comments right now.
Because saying it out loud, even in a comment, makes it so much more likely to actually happen.
We read every single comment, and we are genuinely rooting for every one of you.
If today's episode gave you something, a thought, a shift, a little push, please like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe to Enhance Your English.
Your time is precious. Your life is precious. And you absolutely deserve to spend both of them on things that matter.
Don't waste your time, starting right now.
This is Emma,
And this is James.
and you've been listening to Enhance Your English. Now, go do the thing. Bye.